a vaginal mesh, reaction was, it was toxic to her body, and it made her very sick for years. And it was excruciating, pain, and drug on for years. And she really lost everything dealing with her injury, and then gets to Tom. She's already devastated before Tom does this to her. So they definitely don't want the jury to hear that, because if they did, it'd be really hard for them to put aside any emotions and say, we're just going to do this without any emotions at all. I think it's going to be hard even with the little they find out, because everyone knows that you're going to need to trust your lawyer of all people.
Right. And this trial with those 4 cases, like the outcome of this trial for Tom has nothing to do with the victims, in the sense that like those are the 4 chosen, but I mean, there's no money rewarded. It's just like, is Tom guilty or not? These are just the 4 random cases chosen.
Yeah, I mean, the victims, they're really just sort of drugged through the mud, meaning they got to relive what happened to them
'Again.
15 years ago on the stand, under the spotlight. And also imagine the pressure of the 4 people testifying, that they represent the thousands of victims since at least the early 80s that we know about from the California Bar Report, that have been gaslit for all this time. It's on it's on their shoulders, in a sense, to execute justice for everybody. And that's pretty, to me, that's scary for them, because it's not just for themselves, it's for a larger group. And everyone is aware that there are many other victims and not just the 4. And to me, that's a lot of pressure, and it's unfortunate. As we know, the news cycle is quick. It's 24/7. Social media is hopping. Whatever people learn in this trial is going to be what the general public really knows in the long run. Most people aren't going to dig deep and find out about these thousands of victims. And that's sort of unfortunate, because this is our legal system. Our whole society hinges on a fair and just legal system, period. Our founding fathers thought that, and we think that all the way today to Gen Z on TikTok. Everybody thinks that, no matter what your background, gender, whatever, we have to have a fair justice system. That's number one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Why is Erika not on the list? Considering one of the things is the $25 million that he funneled into her corporation, like, why would she not be on the list of people to be called? I wonder.
Well, because they're married. So, she
Hmm,
has spousal privilege.
that's true.
So they can't call her. I mean, she can't be called to testify against him. I guess if she wanted to testify for him and there was something she could say that could really help him, but I think she would be more of a liability than she ever would be an asset. I mean, why would Tom call her? That's why she's done her job. You have the court of public opinion, and you have, court of law, and they really go hand in hand, which even more than ever with social media and the way people get their news, people's opinions are shaped long before a trial, because of the 24/7, news cycle and social media. So Erika's role was to use her platform to, put out their narrative, which she's done. Tom's arguments in his case are parallel to the things that Erika has said on the show, and the things that were said in the discussions leading up to the victims meeting with Erika. They're on the same page.
Right. And is Erika married to Tom? Is her angle to have him found guilty? I need to think this through. Or, I mean, is it the opposite? Or, I mean, like, what
Want
is
to know what
her
I really
angle?
think? I mean, I don't think Erika really gives a shit. I think as long as she survives this, to her, what she sees as a terrible, tragic event because she lost her lifestyle, not because people were harmed per se. I think as long as she survives and doesn't have to live like normal people do, and she's, can be in the $9,500 a month bungalow, downgrade to the 2,000 square foot house or whatever. As long as she can maintain her lifestyle and doesn't go to jail, I'm sure she doesn't really care. If she could pick, I would say she wouldn't want Tom to go to be convicted or to be guilty. And I think that, it's fair. I can't remember who said it, but some Bravo influencer, made the comment that, Erika doesn't really want to know certain things. And I would imagine that's true too, that there's a level of denial and not wanting, kind of, you know, let me just stay out of it and fight for my own survival. And we've seen that. She's like a caged animal in the corner fighting for her life.
Right. No, that makes sense. And so then therefore she's not testifying because they're married. So I wonder, like, why are they still married? Will they ever get divorced? I mean, Erika must have wanted to still stay married. Is Tom is claiming incapacity? I mean, these are a lot of questions at once. If Tom is like saying he's not competent, can he even go forward with the divorce? Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're ever going to be divorced, really.
Well, you got to remember he went into the conservatorship. So now his brother, the dentist, not the lawyer, but the dentist, Robert, he is in charge of Tom's legal affairs. So he would stand in for Tom. Then you've got the bankruptcy, all the lawsuits, the criminal charges, so between his, plea to say he's incompetent and putting himself under a conservatorship just, really days after he stepped down from his throne of, the leader of Girardi Keese. I think that Erika's sort of stuck in this. I really don't see a way out for her right now in the middle of it. And why would you want to get divorced? Like, he's claiming to have no income, that he has a public defender. So is she gonna have to pay him alimony? I mean, why would you want, and then I'm sure the spousal privilege could be argued, even if they got a divorce, that they were married at the time these crimes occurred, she still wouldn't have to testify. So I don't necessarily think she's being held in by that. I think that it just doesn't benefit her to really do anything. And it's never stopped her from having other relationships or Tom. So who really cares?
Right. Who cares? And right. I mean, should there be some strange case where he's trying to ask for spousal support? I mean, she does make money and he doesn't at the current moment.
Yeah, not the money they were used to, but she's not making $0. She's making, six figures at least.
Hefty six figures. I would say closer to $1 million than a hundred
Isn't it
thousand.
800,000? I thought she was at 800,000 for her salary on the show.
I think right around there, yeah. Just based on what other people make, and she's Beverly Hills, and it's always a little more. And I mean, it's the number of years you're there. So yeah, I think that's where I would have said 8 to 9.